Have you ever felt like the weight of emotional connection felt too much? You're not the only one stuck in a cycle that seems hard to break. Have a hard time letting go because they feel helpless and stuck in their feelings. But here's the good news. Change is not only possible, it's likely to happen. Within reach, based on the timeless wisdom of the ancient Stoics, this video will show you 10 things about thinkers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. 7 strong Stoic rules that will help you mentally separate from someone. As the wise Seneca put it, he who is brave is free. Detachment doesn't make you free. Not becoming cool or uninterested, it means finding strength and clarity within yourself. In this video, we'll talk about how to do that. Learn about deep Stoic ideas that can help you on your way to emotional. You will find freedom by making these habits a part of your daily life. There are good and useful ways to break free from emotional attachments, letting you get your peace back and concentrate on what really counts. Imagine letting go of the mental chains that hold you back and welcoming a fresh sense of focus and clarity. As Marcus Aurelius said, the lessons of Stoicism will help you deal with your feelings in a strong and wise way. Once said, you have control over your mind, not outside events. Know this, and you will be stronger if you follow these lessons. You will learn to put your inner peace ahead of other things. If this sounds like you, are you ready to break free from emotional chains and accept the power of? If you want to grow as a person, this video is for you. It will show you 10 Stoic. Here are some habits that will change the way you deal with mental detachment. We should ask ourselves what is really important in our lives, if not the happiness we feel inside. Come with us as we look into these rules that will lead to a freed Stoic. Mindset. If you liked this video and thought it was helpful, please click the subscribe button and become a member of our community to get more useful information. If you don't know what to say, leave a message below. Just type, "Emotional freedom starts now." And let's start this journey of inner freedom together. Rule number 1 of music, the power of withdrawal. Have you ever felt like someone else was controlling your emotions? If so, have you ever thought about how that could be? How much control you've given up because of your ties? This is where the power of you need to be detached. Being detached doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop letting outside things control your peace and happiness, which is why detachment is so important. Transformative. Think about what Epicus said. We do not suffer from the detachment is not from the things that happen in our lives, but from how we feel about them. Taking back your power by realizing that you can't control what happens in the outside world, you can choose how to react to them. Think about it when we hold on too tight. To people or events, they take over our lives. It's like giving someone else power over us. To your feelings, and let them change the channels whenever they want. Influence can make you happy or sad, and in the worst cases, it can drive you to make choices you can't change. Detachment is about taking back control, pulling out the remote and picking out which channels to watch. Moods are like kite strings. Each one is connected to a person or thing. Shows a possible direction your feelings might be pulled if you hold on to it. If you have too many strings, or one that is too tight, the wind will decide what you play. We learn to let go and know that even though we can't change the wind, we can choose which strings to play. Taking this method won't make you cold or uninterested. It will ground you. Being strong is important, so let's get to work. To begin, you should figure out what or who you are. Too tied to the next question, ask yourself why you're looking for approval. Whether it's loneliness or something else, the first thing you need to do is figure out where your connection comes from. It's losing its hold on you. Do things that make you feel good. Focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't will give you meaning and happiness. As you embrace, you start to root yourself in your own strength and values. When you feel detached, you start to see things differently and realize that your worth isn't based on what other people think of you. circumstances, but is inherent and constant. Realizing this gives you strength to move forward with confidence and clarity, free from the mental chains of, remember that Seneca said that a brave person is free by practicing detachment. You're not pulling away from life, you're just taking it in more. Rule number 2, understand with a clear mind and a steady heart. Attachment. Have you ever thought about why we hold on so tight to certain people or situations? Why do we feel the need to hold on even when it hurts? How can we do it? Understand attachment is a key step on the way to mental detachment and break free from it. Personal freedom. Let's learn more about this idea by using what we've learned from the Stoic thinkers to help us understand that loyalty comes from our Epicus, a Stoic philosopher. Once said that wealth doesn't come from having a lot of money. Not having many wants, but having many things. This wisdom shows what it means to attachment, what we want, and what we think we need. When we're connected to something or someone, we often act from an ego-driven need for approval, safety, or a sense of identity from outside sources. Think of a baby who is beaming with happiness and not affected by the complicated parts of ego. As we grow, our ego starts to take the lead. Driver's seat, adding attachments to our lives. These attachments, whether to people, things, or ideas, cloud our reasoning and take our attention away from, have you ever felt your true essence, which is love and happiness with yourself? If someone else's approval or company makes you happy, this is a clear sign of an ego-driven bond to start coming free from these ties. We must first see them for what they are, ego-made things. If you want to feel safe and secure, ask yourself, why am I so attached to this person or result, and what do you want or fear? Understanding the source of your connection is the first thing that you need to do to free yourself from its hold. Now picture yourself living your life from a place of love instead of ego. What if you could trust in the trust that what's meant for you will find its way and enjoy the bounty of the world? This change in thinking is powerful. It's about realizing how valuable you are, and skills that aren't affected by outside factors. As you start to look at seeing your wants and connections through this lens will help you see the things that aren't important. Embracing the idea of wealth, they add weight to your life. When you let go of your fear of losing, the world often gives you what you want. Having more than what you let go of doesn't mean you don't care about it, that you understand better, that you stay true to who you are, and that you let love lead you instead of fear on your way to detachment. Transforming. It's about getting rid of layers of ego to reveal the strong soul beneath. It's about going forward with ease, free from the weight of attachment, and ready to, with open arms and a steady heart, welcome new gifts. By when you put your inner peace ahead of what other people think, you open the door to a life of true emotional freedom. Rule 3. The illusion of power. Have you ever felt like you had too much power over your life? Sometimes your happiness depended on what someone else did, or how they felt about you, do you? Think that you can change the way your relationships turn out if you just work hard enough. Many of us have the illusion that our feelings are more important than they really are. It's important for mental control to understand and break down this illusion. Personal freedom and detachment. Our egos often make us think that this false belief makes us think that we can control outside events and how other people react to them. Put too much stock in how other people see us, which can lead to Epictetus, a Stoic scholar, said it best. Emotional clinginess and dependence. It's not what happens to you that counts, but how you handle it. This saying emphasizes a basic Stoic principle. We can't change what happens in the outside world, but we can change how we react to it. We may find ourselves idolizing people and putting them on a pedestal when we hold on to the idea of power. Pedestals, thinking that our worth depends on how they feel about us. This way of thinking leads to a skewed view of reality in which we think other people have something impossible to reach. But when we take away these illusions, we see that everyone is just as human and just as fragile as anyone else. No one has a special ticket that makes they think that they are naturally better or more deserving. To break this illusion, start by recognizing that a lot of the things we think we can control, we can't. This can be both humble and freeing to realize how much of an impact we have. Knowing that we can't change what other people do or how they feel lets us focus on what we have power over our own thoughts, deeds, and growth by changing our. Focusing on ourselves helps us build things like self-confidence and endurance, validation from other people, self-affirmation, and reminding yourself. Often think about your unique strengths and traits and know that you are valuable. Doesn't depend on how other people see it. This approach fits with just like Marcus Aurelius said, you have control over your thoughts. Not outside events know this, and you will feel stronger by accepting. The having an abundance mindset is another good way to understand that the world is huge, and there's plenty of love, success, and happiness for everyone when you stop. Because you're afraid of losing a certain person or result, you let a relationship prospects and chances in a whole new way. Understanding lets you love without feeling shackled. It gives you power. You should be able to value relationships while still feeling good about yourself. Remember that ensuring emotional detachment is not the same as becoming indifferent. Realizing that your completeness doesn't depend on other people being there by following these Stoic ideals, you build up a huge amount of emotional strength. That gets you ready to deal with the unknowns of life, with grace shed to give up the false sense of control and accept the freeing truth that real power lies. Rule number 4 in your own mind. Detachment in. As a practice, have you ever been stuck on old memories or relationships and couldn't let go? It's normal to hold on to something while wondering what might happen if you did it. Holding on to something so tight that it hurts, but is too afraid to let go of. What if letting go could lead to something even better? Let's look at some ways to practice detachment. Epictetus was very wise when he said that wealth doesn't come from things like, this rule applies when you have a lot of things, but not many wants. Are you ready to let go of the past and make room for new possibilities? This is a great question for emotional attachment. Picture yourself holding on to a rope so tight that your hands hurt. You're afraid to let go because you don't know what will happen. What does letting go really mean? If you fall, it means you can finally reach out and stretch your hands. Something even better. I learned this the hard way when I held on to a comfortable relationship because it felt safe, but I didn't know I was closing doors to possible happiness that was knocking on my door. How many times have you been afraid to let go of something that could make you happy? Because you're afraid of what you don't know. Here's another truth bomb. FOMO, or fear of losing out, is a trap. It's like looking at what other people are doing. Show what's real on social media while you feel like you're missing out on life, but don't forget that social media is just a curated, filtered picture meant to show off the best times. After I stopped looking through everyone else's stories and started living, my own FOMO lost its hold on me. Do you always feel like stopping comparing your life to other people's? It's time to stop. It doesn't mean you're losing out if you know everything about someone else's life. It means you're fully present in your own life and making memories that are unique to you. Letting go can seem impossible if you are attached to a fake idea of happiness. Impossible. You see other people having a great time and feel like you're falling behind. But remember that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. From far away, it looks greener, but up close you can see that it has some brown spots. Trying to make someone else's life look perfect also takes away their joy. No matter how fast you go, it's like running on a track and trying to catch up to a hologram. You'll never get there because it's not real. It's not about giving up. Happy means different things to different people, so to emotionally distance yourself, take these steps. The Stoic idea of concentrating on what you can change: your thoughts, your actions, your growth. It's freeing to know that no one else's view, no past. The power to break up a friendship is stronger than any social media account. Define your worth or your happiness. This knowledge is your shield that lets you to move forward without being held back by unnecessary ties, free to enjoy life in all its uncertain glory and be open to the truly satisfying. Remember that letting go isn't an end in itself. It's the beginning of new relationships. Rule number 5. The way to happiness. Have you ever thought about why real happiness often seems so far away? Tied down by the whims of other people or outside events. What if the key to lasting? In this section, happiness comes from within, not from what other people do. We'll talk about the Stoic way to happiness and how emotional detachment can lead to a stronger joy. Where does true value come from? The answer to this question can change everything. Leaving behind unneeded ties and moving toward mental freedom, as Epictetus was smart when he said that wealth is not having lots of things, but having few needs. This deep insight tells us to look within instead of than to others for our sense of worth and happiness. To understand this idea is especially important when the challenge is to separate from someone. It's not about cutting bonds out of spite or lack of care, but because they know that the deepest kind of friendship is, you'll only ever have one true value, and that's the one you have with yourself. Comes from who you are, how wise you are, how you treat other people, and how often do we think wrongly that our happiness is tied to being with someone else in our lives, that our worth goes up or down while they like us. Don't pay attention to this way of thinking. It holds us back and limits our huge potential. Another example is a bird that thinks it needs permission to fly. Skies imagine instead realizing that the sky has always been there. Was ready for you to spread your wings on your own terms. This independence frees us by showing us that our worth doesn't change based on what other people think of us. So detachment isn't an act of pushing other people's thoughts or existence away. Focusing on drawing ourselves closer to our essence instead of pushing someone away, we free ourselves from limitations so we can grow as people and become the best versions of ourselves. The heavy weight of neediness is like taking care of a yard. You wouldn't beg for help. For a single flower to grow, you have to take care of the dirt, water the plants, and trust in. When we work on improving ourselves, it makes sense to grow a yard, which blooms no matter who walks through it or looks at its beauty. This care turns into a source of happiness that stands on its own, and deeply satisfying. How do we walk this path of emotional? The first step toward detachment is realizing that you are complete, whether someone tells you so or not. Exploration of your own sky and learning to love the freedom that comes with flying are important parts of this journey. When you need to, go it alone. Follow the advice of Stoicism and focus on what's inside your. Take charge of your thoughts, actions, and growth. This doesn't mean you have to shut down to protect your heart or ignore love and bond. You have to close your. Remember that your sense of self-worth isn't based on how much you feel like you're worth. A puzzle missing someone else's piece. It's a work of art in progress. Rule number 6. It can still add more beauty from the world around it. Embrace the present time. Do you often think about the past? Giving up thoughts about the past or the future and focusing on the present This exercise is a powerful way to emotionally separate yourself and find peace within yourself. Deeply based in Stoic philosophy tells us to live fully in the present moment, being present in the present moment instead of dwelling on the past. Or Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, in a smart way, yourself to the present. This sentence shows what Stoic knowledge is all about. Focused on the present moment is important because if you think about the past, you might end up living it all over again. when you hold on to sad memories or things that don't exist anymore. When you worry about the future, you often stress out over things that don't need to be stressed out. Haven't happened yet, and might never happen. Both of these habits can stop them. Being mindful can keep you from enjoying the richness of the moment. One effective way to be aware of the present moment is to pay close attention. Paying attention to what you're going through without judging it means fully participating in everything you do. Whether you're eating, walking, or having a conversation, pay attention to the little things, like how the food tastes and how it feels. Get down on the ground and feel the tone of the other person's voice. By focusing on these events, you stay in the present, mindful meditation can help you feel less attached to the past or the future. Doing things can make it a lot easier to stay present during meditation. As simple as breathing can help you train your mind to focus on the here and now. Doing exercises can help you focus on the present time. Set aside if you give these things a few minutes each day, you'll find that they help you over time. Distracted by memories from the past or worries about the future, living in the present also means being thankful for what you have now and the little things. Focusing on the good things and simple pleasures in your life instead of what is shifting your focus from what you don't have to what you do have can change your outlook and make it easier to let go of attachments that sag you down. Enjoying the present moment, you build a base of clarity and mental stability. This practice helps you face the challenges of life with a calm and clear mind. Rule number 7. Letting you enjoy life more fully and happily change the way you think. Changing the way you think is a strong tool for emotional. Having detachment means changing how you see and understand things. As the Stoic philosopher said, it will help you break free from negative thought habits and emotional ties. Marcus Aurelius once said that the soul takes on the color of its. If you change your thinking, you change how you feel and what you're doing in general way of looking at life. Start by figuring out the bad thoughts that keep you stuck at beliefs like, I can't live without this person, could be connected. I'll never find someone else or that person makes me happy. Have those kinds of thoughts. Make people feel dependent and helpless by pointing out these trends is the first thing that needs to be done to change them. Next, confront these feelings by when you doubt their truth, ask yourself, is this thought absolutely true? What proof do I have for this belief? Often, you'll find that these realizing that your thoughts aren't as strong as you think they are can lessen their hold on you. Focus on your feelings after you've found and fought your negative thoughts. Change them from, I can't live without, to something good or neutral. This person should know that I can find happiness and satisfaction on my own. To replace I'll never find someone else with, there are lots of chances for these new thoughts should help me see love and relationship in my future. A more balanced and powerful view to help you stick with these new ways of thinking. Do this every day. Affirmations. Write down nice things you think about yourself and your ability to do well. If you read these statements to yourself every day or out loud, they can help you over time. Help change the way your brain works so you have a more positive view. You can help yourself change the way you think by using mindfulness methods like meditation. You become more aware of your thought habits without judging them. This lets you see them more clearly and change them more. Effectively reframing your thoughts is a constant process, not a one-time thing you do. By constantly questioning and changing your false beliefs, you build. This change will help you deal with your emotions better and give you more control over how you behave. In your mind gives you a sense of inner strength and detachment, which gives you power. Clear and confidently move forward. Rule number 8 sets up a healthy limits. Do you find it hard to say no or set limits for other people? Setting limits is important for emotional detachment. Limits keep you safe and give you power over your emotional space. You can decide what actions are okay and what aren't, and make these clear to others by staying within your own limits. Boost your sense of self-worth and stop relying on other people to validate you. Setting limits helps you be happy because it tells you where you end. And someone else starts this practice. It helps keep emotions from getting tangled up and gives people a feeling of independence. For example, if someone's behavior is causing you stress, tell them you need space or a change in a calm but strong way. It's not about pushing people away when you deal with them. It's about keeping your mental and emotional health as you set these boundaries. Keep that in mind. Setting boundaries is a sign of self-respect because it shows others that you care about yourself and your wants. Setting clear limits on a regular basis can help you build better relationships. It's a step toward mental health based on mutual respect and understanding. Independence means that your peace of mind doesn't rest on what other people do. You can make yourself feel safe emotionally by setting and sticking to healthy limits. Where you can thrive. This gives you the power to focus on your own health and growth, which makes you feel more. Taking care of yourself and making your life better in general is rule number 9, self-care. When was the last time you did something by yourself? Self-care is important for mental detachment and building a strong body. Seneca lived an independent life and believed in the value of personal health. It's clear that a healthy mind and a healthy body is a short but full describing a happy state in this world. Self-care means putting yourself first, things that are good for your body, mind, and spirit. Physical practice, for example, not only makes you healthier, but also makes you feel better by releasing endorphins. Practices that help you center your thinking and lower your stress level can help you think more clearly. Hobbies and interests are very important for mental and emotional health. Taking care of yourself by doing things like reading, drawing, gardening, or playing an instrument. Doing things that make you happy and satisfied makes you less dependent on other people for happiness, as well as sharing quality time with family and friends who care about and boost your mood and make you feel like you belong in your community. Self-care is about taking care of yourself and living a balanced life that benefits your health. You build a strong base that gives you the courage to face life's challenges. It lets you separate yourself from others. Mentally from other people, not because they are cold, but because they are strong and confident in themselves. Assuredness. Putting self-care first is an important part of living a happy life. Rule 10 of living an independent life. Do it. Have you ever noticed that thinking about what you don't have can make you care more about what you do have? Having thanks can make a big difference in how you see things, assisting you to mentally separate from someone by recognizing when you focus on the good things in your life, you develop an attitude of abundance instead of scarcity. Thanks helps you see how valuable the things you already have are, which makes you feel less needy for what you think you're missing. For example, write down 3 things every day. Some things you might be thankful for are a sunny day, a helpful friend, or this practice takes your mind off of what's missing, like a friend or a good meal. Epicurus said, "Pay attention to what is present and satisfying in your life. Don't waste what you have by wanting what you don't have, and remember that what you have now was once one of the things you only wanted." This wisdom tells us to be grateful for the good things in our lives right now instead of focusing on what we don't have makes us feel bad. But being thankful makes you feel better, get stronger against the pain of detachment, as you make it a habit of, if you're thankful, it will be easier to let go of things that don't serve you anymore. This will make your life more peaceful and a happy life.